Yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to this year's Whyalla Football Grand Final, the big, much anticipated clash between West Whyalla and the mighty Roopena Football Club. And my co-commentator today is the one and only Fred Stringer, a former West Whyalla footballer. In fact, he did last play in the Roopena versus Westies Grand Final, which was, by the way, the last flag that Roopena has won, which was now 12 years ago. So, Fred, we say good morning or good afternoon.
Thank you, Jock. I knew you'd mention that. I knew that would be the first thing you'd say as well, mate.
Well, Fred, let's just talk today, 1997, long time ago. Let's get to reality today. Roopena and Westies, Westies have lost the last two grand finals, and of course Roopena have also lost in the last, since 2001, they've been involved in 4 grand finals and lost them all to Central. So really a pressure day for both clubs. Both clubs have a lot on their plate today. It's been a great season of Whyalla football. Not much separating these two sides. I think head-to-head throughout the season, all games were tight. And the second semi-final that I seen, or was it the prelim? No, sorry, the second semi, I thought was one of the best games of night football I've seen. And Roopena fell over the line by, I think, a meagre 2 points in the end to get him into the grand final. And since then, well, Westies, they've gone ahead. They have now beaten Norse to get to the grand final. But they've certainly had a tougher road home than Roopena.
Yeah, definitely had a tougher trip into the grand final, but Jock, has been really tight all year against these two sides. I reckon back earlier in the year, Westies gave Roopena a good touch-up at Memorial Oval by about 60-odd points, and since that day we sort of sat down, and Whyalla and I have gone through a few things, and last 2 times we've played Westies now, we've turned it around, and we've managed to get over the line. I really think today it's been pretty warm out there. You know, it's a nice day, great day for a grand final, Jock, but I think come down, if it's tight late in the game, I think it will come down to Roopena are going to benefit with Westies playing that game last week in the horrible conditions at Bennett Oval with that wind. So, and it was, you know, pretty stinking hot. So I think when it comes down to it, fitness might be a factor here for the Roos, mate.
Well, let's look at the injuries. The Westies did cop some injuries in the manger round, which hasn't helped. I think Noack is out, and he's had a fantastic season for the Dragons. I think Roopena, Fred, we were lucky. We've had our full contingent available. We are ready to rock and roll. A little bit of doubt over Nick Warren. That's the only thing I can recall, but other than that, it's a pretty clean sheet for the Roos.
Yeah, Noack's a big loss for Westies. You know, he holds down that centre half back position. They can throw him in the ruck. They can throw him on the ball. He's a ruckman. He'll have a go anywhere. For the Roos, you know, young Nicky Warren, he's come from Langhorne Creek up in the Adelaide Hills and joined us this year, and he's been a real find for the club, and unfortunately he broke his collarbone in about round 3, I think it was, on a night game, and we won't go into that situation, but you know, he's stuck around the club. He's been out training even with his arm in a sling and up and getting himself right and ready to go, Jock, so he's going to be an asset for us. Don't worry about that today.
Yeah, Nick's played, I think, 6 games for the club, and one of those is going to be a grand final, so he's certainly worked at his football, but and rumour has it is in for a knee reconstruction after the grand final, because he has got a bit of a crook knee, so he's got to get that sorted out too. But the key today will be in the forward line. Oliver's been in great touch for the Roos, and of course Matty Manfield. One would suspect those two are pivotal to Roopena's success today. One of those must have a day out.
Yes, I think with Oliver kicking his 90-odd goals so far for the year, you know, he's been a great find for Roopena as well, and terrific bloke, magnificent bloke he is. He loves a drink like the rest of us, and really fitted in really well to our team structure and into our team. And I think Matty Manfield, you mentioned, you know, needs a big one. I think Matty's been setting himself for this day for a long time.
Yes, and here we go, folks. Umpires Jeffrey Churchett and Barry Kevin Sleep throw the ball into the air for the start of the 2009 Grand Final. As you can see on the screen, it's pretty willing in there. Sam Brear copped a high one in my eyes, and yes, umpire Sleep has it correct. Sam Brear in the true centre of the ground goes to centre half forward towards the Matt Manfield direction and finds Waylon Nielsen. Waylon Nielsen has the ball on 50. The coach of the Roopena Footy Club, in towards Oliver, punched away by Smith. Mansfield picks it up, shoots it to Boddeneur. Boddeneur can't get possession, puts on a good tackle, ball kicked towards the pocket. And Westies will take a steady and mark. Fred, it looks like Roopena have the wind and have won the toss.
Yeah, they're going down to that end, and I think that's where Matty Mansfield will come into this game here. It's young Fraser Marshall for Westies, kicking that out, heading towards the wing. Oh, that was a bit of a... I think he fell over there, didn't he, Jock? He didn't really go for that too much, but Nelson's got the ball and goes in towards the middle, finds Ewings.
Jay Peters had a good season. He's been the steady influence since the old-timers came back. He passes off to Jeffrey Ewings. Ewings goes to the half-forward flank. A good effort at marking there by Oliver, but Smith picks up for Westies, gets it onto the right boot. He goes towards the centre wing position, but back towards, looks like Jay Peter once again. And as I said, he's one of the old-timers of the club, but by God, he's taken the bit between the teeth, Fred, once he's been given the opportunity to play A-grade.
Once Searley broke his wrist and we had a back flank spare, and he's fitted the spot.
Goes in towards Kane Grund. An unusual position here. Kane's made his mark with the Roopena Footy Club, playing centre half-back and across half-back.
Yeah, good matchup for Kane. He's on Winders for Westies, and he's a very dangerous forward, Winders. And surprisingly, Jock, Winders is starting up on the wing. You know, so I think the coaching staff of Roopena have just left him there and let him wander down forward. And I think he could cause some damage throughout the day.
And as we see, the ball just fades away to the right. Smith goes into the forward pocket. Westies have the ball via Blake Simons, it looks like. Sorry, Lee Simons. He goes in towards Brad Smith. Smith down from his half-forward flank. Must be running loose in defence, maybe. That looks like Blake Simons from Westies. Blake has the ball on the half-back flank position. He goes infield, chips the ball back. Westies trying to run down the clock, but gee, Mansfield drops what he should have taken. Has put pressure back on Westies and some good tackle. Oliver should have gave away the free kick then, but the umpire let it go. Westies shoot the ball towards centre wing. Well, he paid the mark, but it was play on. It's gone in Roopena's favour. Picked up by Ewings. He kicks the ball back towards half forward, where once again Smith looks like he's cleared the ball towards Sam Brer. Sam Brereton takes a well-judged mark on the centre wing position. Goes into the true centre half forward position. Punched clear, and looks like there's a free kick towards Westie. Umpire Churchitt's picked out a free kick. Looks like it is going to Shannon Winders, who's running loose in defence, Fred.
Yeah, I reckon he's just drifting back from that wing position, mate. He's heads out towards the wing, looking for young Alex Manners, and good spoil there by Roopena. Nelson picks up, gets a kick away, looking for Burgess.
Feebeck working hard. Burgess has the ball. He's had a great season for the Roos this year. Kicked 44 goals in 6 games has Ryan Burgess, and had a wonderful season. Looks like Waylon Nielsen, the coach, has opened up extremely well. Ball's tapped down to, looks like Winders. Winders shoots a handball towards the running Grisona. He feeds it back to Winders, and that's where Westies are so good on that quick movement. He goes to centre half forward towards Kellett. Knocked clear by Roopena towards Ewings. Ewings gets a pressure kick around the body towards half forward flank, where he finds it. Nick Warren. Warren has the ball, puts a high bomb into the forward line where it looks like Matty Mansfield is. Oh, he recovers beautifully well, Mansfield. Gets onto the right boot, and I think that is a goal, Fred. A wonderful snap from Matty Mansfield.
Yeah, that's a great snap by Mansfield. There's just one thing you mentioned there before about Westies, their run. They are very damaging off the half-back.
Umpire Sleep has the ball in the centre of the ground. Grund versus Benny Inglis, the battle of the bones, you'd call that, in the centre of the ground. The ball goes forward once again for Roopena. Warren has the ball. A good tackle, looked like holding the ball to me, but the umpire's given the benefit of the doubt towards Bradley Smith. He can't get possession. Simons has the ball, goes towards Hanneman. Shuffled, the ball's getting shuffled around everywhere towards Simons. He gets a hurried handball towards the flank, towards the wing. Sam Brere's in there working hard, and once again Sam gets Roopena score a free kick. Sam Brer seems to be playing on the 2 wings this afternoon. He shoots the ball towards centre half forward. Manfield there once again standing his big brother. He fires a handball across to look like Nick Warren.
I think it was Ryan Burgess there, mate.
Ryan Burgess kicked the ball out of bounds on the full. Smith has the ball in the back pocket position, goes towards the flank, the Roopena flank. You can see all the Roopena people out there, and they'll be pretty ecstatic with that. It looks like it's out on the full, and Matthew Mansfield will he have a shot for goal, Fred?
He'll go very close with that breeze, I think, Jock. He'll have a good shot at it anyway.
It's long, it's high, it's off hands, punch forward. Maybe it should have been punched through by Westies. Poor defensive work. Sawford's in there working hard, and the umpire will call for a bounce up right in the true centre, the true full forward position for the Roos. And as you can see on your screen, Toto Bodden there causing trouble once again amongst the West defenders.
I would have been just saying good day, Jock, you know. So little Toto, that's what he's like.
Hanneman, good knock. But goes towards Westies. In comes Usher, gets a handball towards Warren. Warren can't get possession. Westies will run it out here. Through it looks like...
Scotty Norman got a good bounce. Good lad, little young Scotty.
Good lad and a very quick, one of the quickest players in Whyalla. He puts the ball towards centre wing. Westies have the flow here. Very good on the break, Westies. Great movement. They go in towards centre half forward. Should have been taken, that mark. Feebick mops up once again. Gets a hurried handball out towards the half-back flank. Zucker in pursuit. He fumbles the ball. Over the body once again. Nice handball out towards Norman. Norman tries to feed the ball towards Smith. Smith can't get possession. And I think the umpire will call for a bounce up there. Umpire Sleep has broken just about every record in Whyalla umpiring. Not clear by, it looked like Inglis. He gets the ball towards, cannot tell who that player is. Number 18, Fred.
That's Fraser Marshall.
Fraser Marshall, former of Central Whyalla boy, gets the ball towards Kellett, and there's been an FAD. And of course...
hung on to the tackle too long there, Jock.
Now Kellett's been in pretty good touch for the Dragons.
He has, yes. From Port Augusta, he travels down from Port Augusta each week, and he'll go pretty close here. There's a bit of a breeze, but he's got a lovely kick, and he played Whyalla combined this year as well, Kellett.
And of course his father was a Central Whyalla former premiership player and did play for the old West Torrens Football Club.
Yeah.
Chris Kellett, bit of useless information. He goes towards full forward, and I tell you what, that looked pretty good off the boot, and lovely. That's a very valuable goal for Westies against the wind. So Kellett could be a bit of a problem there today.
Yeah, I think it was just a silly.
Jeff Churchett has the ball. Inglis wins the knock towards Brereton, or tough play from Westies. No free kick there. I would have thought that was a free kick, but we don't really care, and that is probably holding the ball. Advantage not called. Advantage is called. Yes, advantage called. Usher kicks the ball down towards Manfield. Manfield outmanoeuvres his brother, Sticks, and I believe he's kicked his second goal, Fred. That was wonderful football from, first of all,
Sammy Breer in the middle of that chase, mate. It's a fantastic chase, and that's what you've got to do with these young lads from Westies. They're very quick, they use their pace well.
Inglis versus Grund. Grund knocks the ball forward towards Nilsson. Nilsson can't get possession, but there was another free kick. Advantage played to Winders. He's met heavily, and I do believe there might be a 50-metre penalty. No, it's not. The ball's gone out towards Fraser Marshall. Fraser Marshall across to young Grisona. And this lad's got a lot of natural pace, young Grisona.
Yeah, he's very quick, Jock. He takes chasing young Grisona, but still a little bit dodgy when he's sitting under the ball. He ducks the old head a bit.
Grisona has the ball. We'll kick it with 45 metres out. Looks good off the boot. Fades across the front. It's gone through for one behind. So we haven't got
let off there, I think.
Big crowd here today, Fred. Looks like a great crowd.
Yeah, the footy league be happy with that, Jock.
Yeah. Zucker kicks to himself, plays on, gains valuable ground with the win, goes towards centre wing. Nice mark. No, it's not clear by Inglis. That's going to be a great tussle today, Inglis and Grund. Simons finds the ball, this year's Whyalla News medalist. He goes towards the half-forward flank. Westies can't get possession. Looks like Damien Hanneman. No, it's Shannon Tomley, the good news story of the Roopena Footy Club this year. Stalwart Shannon Tomley has made the side. Goes towards Hanneman, the lad from Rudow. He gets a handball under pressure that goes to no one, towards Warren, but no one can get possession. Hanneman backs himself again towards Feebick. This is the class of Greg Feebick, working under pressure. Gets a left foot kick towards Nilsson. Nilsson cannot get possession. Gets a B-grade bounce, but Sam Brereton, who's heavily in the game at this time, Fred, gets a chip in towards the centre, towards Hanneman. Hanneman handball straight across towards, it should be Nilsson who found space. Another handball towards Burgess. Ryan Burgess, 30 metres out, does not miss from there, and he celebrates accordingly towards the Roopena mound. But that was a good patch of football from the Roos, Fred.
Yeah, it was, Jock. It's about moving the ball quickly. Don't give the Westie lads an opportunity to get back into the defence, and move it quickly, move it forward. And you see there Nelson did a good shepherd, then moved on into space, waiting for the footy.
Umpire Sleeve has the ball. Grund wins the tap once again towards Usher. Usher handballs forward under pressure, but there is a free kick.
Definitely a free kick, Jock. It was too high.
Well, that would be a occupational hazard with Peter Usher. He towers above Toto Bodden there, but that's about it. Off hands beautifully by Burgess. Burgess around the body towards Oliver, and the ball is out of bounds in the pocket for Roopena. Burgess looking good.
Burgess is looking free, getting plenty of space. I don't know why they're not checking him. Why aren't they on him?
Ball's down, knocked free. Fast forward there on your camera. Goes towards Jeff Hewings. Jeff can't get possession.
It's young Webby. I reckon by this stage, I think we've seen
Jeff's gone off the ground.
Jeff's gone off the ground there, so that's young Hewings now.
Young Webster's on the ground, that's right. Dale Williams in there working hard. Beautiful pickup by, was it Brad Smith, number 33 for Westies. Might not have been Smith, but it goes towards Peter Usher. He gets one high. Play on's the call. Goes towards Kane Grund. He's as tough as nails. Socket clear by Norman, I think that is. Norman goes towards centre half forward in the Kellett direction. Ball's punched clear. Westies can't get possession. That was Henderson, I think, then. Goes towards Feebick. Feebick feeds a handball towards Usher. Usher out into space. Gets to the Roos running to Michael Marr. Michael Marr gets onto his right boot. Goes towards the half forward flank. Towards the Burgess position once again. Moose Grund picks the ball up like a rover. Gets onto his right foot. Swings the ball in, but a rather average kick, and he finds big Benny Inglis. And of course Benny played his young days at the Roos. We taught him everything, Fred. He goes back towards Smith. Aaron Smith, fine backman this year.
Yeah,
great fullback.
Best fullback in the league for sure. He goes out wide looking for young Alex Manners. Young Alex is a good half-back flanker, plays it pretty hard, Jock. He won't shirk an issue.
He goes in. That was a dangerous and rather a silly kick, and he's found Kane Grund towards Mansfield. Mansfield can't get possession. Webster's in there working hard and kicks around the body, and I don't think he has registered a score. Smith has the ball. Roopena looking very competitive at this stage, but Westies have taken the ball forward. Goes towards the half-back flank, but that is straight to the one bloke you wouldn't want to see with the ball, Matt Mansfield.
Yeah, remember his last mark from out here, Jock, he was right on the boundary line and probably about 10, 12 metres further out, and fell right short, right in the goal square. So I reckon you could pencil this one in, mate.
Well, he's going to kick this right on 50, say 51 metres, Fred. There it goes.
Yep.
That is a wonderful kick.
Yeah, he's a talent, that lad. He's definitely a talent, and he's been great for Roopena Football Club. And
back in the centre of the ground once again, Inglis versus Grund. Grund wins. Ball towards Warren. He gets a kick towards Nilsson. Rather Burgess. Burgess on his left foot swings around with pace and centres the ball beautifully. But and to that man Mansfield once again, and Matty Mansfield will line up for his fourth goal. And a little bit of argy-bargy behind the play there.
Yeah, Mansfield's gone forward into Williams' arms. Now this should be a certainty, Jock. Williams has got some lovely skills and doesn't miss very often.
Well, Fred, I don't know whether you owe him money, but what I've seen of Dale Williams since he's been back at Roopena, his ability to kick goals.
Yeah, no, that was when I was standing him, Jock. He was a bit scared.
One of the old-timers of the Roopena Football Club these days, Dale Williams. Of course, the Williams family, very, very synonymous with Roopena. They've been around for years.
Unbelievable, isn't it, Jock, eh? Pump them up, and what do? They let you down every time.
Smith has the ball once again. Kicks to himself. Plays on. Will bring the ball towards the grandstand. Goes towards Grund, but Matty Mansfield takes a mark once again. Goes in short. Feebick couldn't mark the ball. Ball gets kicked towards Mansfield once again. Knocked clear towards Zucker. Zucker gets onto his right foot. Centres the ball back towards Anthony Mansfield, and Sticks Mansfield takes, well, probably one of his few possessions for the quarter, because he certainly has been shown a clean set of footy boots by his little brother. But he goes towards a half-back flank towards, looks like Winders. That could be a free kick. No, umpire lets it go. Good umpiring towards Grisona. Grisona shirks the tackle beautifully. Shrugs the tackle rather. Gets onto his right foot, but Hanneman stitches him up beautifully well. And that has to be holding the ball. Yep. And some good signs there for Roopena, that sort of chase.
That chase, it's the second or third one they've done today, that chase, running them down from behind, that's good stuff.
Hanneman to the centre half forward position, not clear, but it looks like it's been paid either as an infringement, but there should be 50 on top of that, surely. Bodeners in there, the game's starting to warm up a bit.
Silly now, guys, silly stuff from Westies. They're just trying to push and shove and trying to intimidate a few of the boys. but I don't think it will work today. Roopena boys are too focused on winning the footy.
Russell Sorf is in there, Kane Grun's in there. It was the first real spark of emotion in this grand final, but maybe Westies sense Roopena are just getting a little bit too much momentum.
Yeah, pretty game going in there chasing on big Grundy, hey? He hates that sort of stuff.
But it looks like there's been, I believe they've paid 50 and there's been a goal kicked by, as we watch Toto Bodner once again, the wild little Filipino strutting his stuff in the middle of Bennett Oval. Ball knocked clear by Grun once again, having a big influence in the ruck. As I watch this, Grisona cannot get a kick away. It looks like, is that Webster in there once again? And Chrissy Webster's had a great year for the club.
Great year, best under 21 for the footy league, and on that wing, very damaging, got great speed and uses the ball well.
Rucks do battle. Flick towards Brereton. He cannot get possession and the umpire will call up for a bounce once again. As I've said, I'm very impressed with Justin Grund at this stage. Seems to be getting his hand first to the ball, giving us first use of the ball for it. Or Kowalski gives what I would consider would be an illegal tackle, but the umpire will call advantage, and number 14 for Westies has the footy, goes in towards the full forward area towards Kellett, and Kellett takes another good mark.
Yeah, another good grab. It's from a silly mistake from Roopena as well, gone to the ground, young Brandon, Dylan Everett there, he's not going to turn the ball over, and done a great pass to Kellett.
Kellett 25 metres out, should not miss this. Looks pretty good off the boot, and Westies get their second goal for the quarter just to keep them in touch, Fred.
Yeah, they've scored 2 goals from Roopena's silly errors as far as I'm concerned, Jock. You can't afford those things in grand finals.
Grun wins the ball once again. Bodner swoops onto it, goes direct towards Mansfield, centre half forward. Towards Damien Hanneman. He tries to centre the ball towards Nielsen. Nielsen can't mark the ball, but Burgess gets possession. Hurried kick around the body. Mansfield takes the mark. Pressure applied. He gets a hurried kick towards Grisona. Grisona onto his right foot, goes towards centre wing, towards the Blake Simons. Blake Simons cannot get possession. Great running by young Grisona, but Waylon Nielsen steadies the ship, gives the ball to Hanneman. Mansfield kicks the ball back towards, it looks like, and I tell you what, Toto Bodner, a little bit late there, I thought. But that was towards Damien Hanneman, and Damien Hanneman starting to come into the game, Fred.
Yeah, Rudau boy, and you mentioned that before, and you see there's a few Rudau people here.
Burgess has the ball, check sides the ball, back towards the goals, and he check sided straight out of bounds on the full.
It's young Dylan Everett, good grab.
Everett has the ball, goes towards centre wing. Ball's off hands towards the Zucker area. He gets a handball towards Waylon Nielsen, and he's having a good quarter, Waylon Nielsen, and that looks like an absolute atrocious kick.
Talking about out of bounds on the full, we'll be catching up with him as well.
Well, he basically missed everything, including planet Earth, with that kick, and not a lot of pressure, but we will give him a break, Fred, because he is playing a very reasonable game.
We'll give Burgess a bit of a break as well. He's kicked a couple and set up a couple himself.
Back towards centre wing, looks like a mark is taken, and that
Butler.
By Ben Butler, the young lad that has tried out with Port Adelaide. He goes in towards the centre of the ground, but nice mark taken by Grisona, who maybe is Westies' best player to this point. He's been in everything for Westies. He goes towards Scotty Norman. Played with Scotty's dad, I did. That's how old I am. And he goes in towards Kellett once again.
Yeah, this is going to be the third shot on goal for Kellett. Oh, hang on a minute, Jock. What's going on here? The old umpire Church had stepped in here, and the ball's been reversed, Jock. Gee.
There must have been something happen off the ball then, Fred.
Yeah.
We didn't quite.
We didn't see it, Jock, but this time.
Grun takes a nice mark overhead, feeds it out towards Webster. Webster in the Hanneman direction. A bad bounce eludes him, but Westies pick up the crumbs. All that looked a legal throw for mine, but it doesn't matter. Burgess once again gets onto that smooth left foot of his, and he kicks the ball in towards, well, dare I say it, that man Manfield once again. Matthew Manfield.
That's been, 3 times this quarter that Burgess has swung around and picked Mansfield out, and that's the damage that they're causing.
Obviously great coaching there from the bench there, Fred. The coaching staff have got it pretty right today, and this will be Matty lining up for his, I think, 4th goal right on the siren. And I tell you what, that is a valuable goal. right on quarter time. And let's get a look at the scores. I think it is 6 goals to 2 at the quarter time break. Yes, 6 goals 2 to 2 goal 1. And Fred, first quarter must go to Roopena, but the start of the second quarter were off hands beautifully by Feebeck. Cannot get possession though. Ushers in there, feeds the ball towards Feebeck once again under pressure, but as usual gets a handball away to Roopena. But great tackling by Westies there, kicking the Grizona direction, but it looks like that's Simons. Simons gets a good handball towards.
Yep.
Was that Sawford? Winders, yep. And Winders will. That's Henderson.
Yep, Henderson.
Henderson's batted his first possession for the game.
Yeah, he's been well held, and the ball only went down Westie's end 2 or 3 times in that first quarter. And it was Kellett. And it was Kellett that was on the end of it, and they were from mainly from Ropena's mistake. So they're going to have to work hard with the wind, as you do into the wind, and Roopena are going to have to work really hard this quarter into the wind, keep the ball low, drive it into the Matty Mansfield, who's obviously set the tone for the day.
Well, when you look at Westies up forward, Henderson is a big-time player. He's a bloke with a lot of ability. Himself and Kellett, they do provide a good focal point. And Henderson did bring up Westies' third goal for the afternoon. So there is a ball game on here, Fred. Roopena holding a 3-goal-1 lead here at the 1-minute mark of the second quarter. Rucks go for it once again. Inglis wins that one. Ball knocked towards Simons. Simons feeds it to Grizona. Grizona gets a small chip towards the Kellett direction. Kellett gets possession, spins out of trouble, spins into trouble, but still gets a handball out. But we're having trouble working out the West Whyalla players, myself and Fred. And the ball's kicked out of bounds in the forward pocket, right near the Beaton's tyre service sign. Westies look like they've gained some momentum in the middle right now.
Notice in the middle the last couple of centre ball-ups that Westies have been in front and getting to the ball first, Jock, and that's what Roopena were doing.
And Jimmy Van Hoof has the football in the back pocket for Roopena. Goes towards a half-back flank. Up they go. A nice leap, but no mark. Beautifully off hands by Jay Peter. Jay Peter gets it onto his right boot and goes towards the boundary where it looks like Nick Warren could not get possession.
Great stuff by Hanneman.
And Hanneman has worked tremendously hard there to stalemate the football.
Two on.
Get the ball away. They are beautiful movers of the football. Break lines, exactly. Usher has the football, gets a hurried handball or kick. Westies get possession, force the ball forward towards Waylon Nielsen, who will clean up. He gets onto his right boot. Kicks towards the halfback flank, sets up, looks like Hanneman, punch clear, but it goes back to Waylon Nielsen. He gets a hurried handball under pressure, good pressure by Westies, knocked on towards Simons. Simons gets a hurried handball to a teammate, and there's another shot for goal. Brad Smith, was it?
Yep.
And the ball, once again, Westies score a point. Zucker will kick the ball out, much to the delight of his mother. Goes towards Feebeck straight back to Paul Zucker. Of course, Paul Zucker been around the club all his life at the tender age of, I think, 22. Right now, just Feebeck and Paul Zucker playing keepies off from the West Whyalla forwards. That soaks up much time. Go to Feebeck towards the half-back flank, but it's a poor kick. But maybe the Roopena people could be blamed there up forward for not putting themselves in a better position to receive the ball. And that really does annoy me, Fred, when people do not read the ball kicking into a wind.
Yeah. He'll go pretty close here, Jock. Young lad, got lovely skills. He'll go pretty close here.
Everett will kick the ball right on 50. Looks nice off the boot. And it looks like a point, so Westies are creeping ever closer to Ropena's score.
You've got to be in front, Jock. The ball drops. Everyone should know that.
Easy game here, Fred, from the grandstand. Towards Grund. Grund can't take the ball. Knocked clear towards Winders. Winders gets possession, but a good tackle. Westies run into one another, and a throw has been called, and probably a fair call.
Definitely threw it.
And that was a good tackle by Nick Warren. Nick Warren has the ball in the true centre wing position. Could have easily been 50 metres then, as Grizona ran through the mark. But another good mark there taken by... Wait, we'll have a look here. It's Burgess, who's really up to his eyeballs in this game of football, this grand final. He kicks the ball towards Manfield, and there we have Manfield once again. Yes. Beautifully weighted kick.
Yep. Just set up lovely for him. He had his brother underneath the ball, and poor old Sticks didn't know where the ball was, and Matty just stood there and grabbed it nice and easy.
Well, if Mansfield continues on this path, it could well be a match-winning performance by the big forward. And yes, that is his 4th or 5th goal for the game now, and I tell you what, he's looking in fantastic touch. And it's worth mentioning that Matty Mansfield has had a great football career. He's played AFL, he played in the last game for Fitzroy, he had a small career with Fitzroy, Collingwood, Richmond, and then finally coming back to Adelaide, where he played with Glenelg and I think West Torrens, or the old West Torrens Eagles. Ball knocked clear once again towards Michael Maher. Michael Maher swoops on the ball, goes towards the centre-half forward position towards Hanneman. Hanneman can't get possession. Peter Usher's in there working hard, cannot get possession also. Ball knocked clear. A melee of players is developing there. Umpire's letting it go too. Good umpiring. Goes towards Michael Maher. He gets a quick chip towards, looks like Sammy Brer. He's, he shrugs the tackle with ease. He goes towards, guess who?
Yeah.
Mansfield once again towards this full forward position, and Kane Grund has grabbed a mark.
That's that call we called in the first quarter with Winders playing on the wing, Jock, and him being manned up on Winders. He was going to cause some trouble, taking some big marks. He's 6'4", fair height, and he's a big boy to have to outmark.
Well, we know he missed one in the first quarter. What's his chances in the second quarter?
You'd back him here, Jock.
You'd back him, Fred?
Yeah.
Kane Grund, 20 metres out from goal. This one looks a little bit better off the boot, and Kane Grund has kicked probably a rare goal for Kane Grund, as he's normally in the back lines, and a pretty brave move from the Roopena selectors to have him standing Shannon Winders.
Yeah, he's always done a really good job on Shannon. Shannon carved us up one night at Bennett Oval, and we have stood Kane on him the last 3 or 4 times we've played him, and Winders hadn't done a thing.
Umpire Churches has the ball once again. The boy from Kimber throws the ball aloft. Once again, Grund wins the knock, but it did go straight to Westies. They bring it out of the centre towards Jimmy Van Hoof. Oh, strong play, James Van Hoof. Butters up once again, puts his body over the ball, and great gang tackling there from the pair of them. That was Peter Usher and Van Hoof, and that's, if Roopena can keep this intensity with that tackling, it's not allowing Westies to break clear.
It's exactly where you find Peter Usher most of the time, in the bottom of the pack.
And Churchill, umpire Jeffrey Churchill calls for a bounce once again, or a throw. Westies win possession, cannot get it clear, goes towards Boddeneur. Good handball, reflex out to the Nielsen. He plays for the free kick. Jay Peter towards Boddeneur. Boddeneur back to Feebick. Feebick on the left boot towards the centre wing position. Roopena in chase, but socket forward by Westies towards the true centre wing position. They go in long towards centre half forward, towards the Kellett direction. Punch clear over the top towards, looks like Matty Holmes. He gets the ball around the body, and a very good bounce for Westies.
It's the old dog leg bounce, Jock.
And Westies do respond. They still give themselves a chance here. Still hanging in there as usual. One of the great aspects I like about Westies as a unit is they are a very good side going forward. You know, they pinch hit the forward lines pretty well. And there's the score, 8-2 to 4-3 at the 8-minute mark of this 2009 Grand Final. Roopena versus Westies. Back to the centre of the ground. Grund versus Inglis. Inglis wins the top tap this time, but Grund gets possession. Gets a hurried handball forward, a clever handball towards Warren on the left foot towards centre half forward. Goes towards the Damien Hanneman direction, and he's making himself very elusive in the forward line. Gets onto his right boot, shrugs the tackle, runs into a goal, and I tell you what, he has missed, but goes to the centre, goes to the full forward position. Nielsen's in there, goes for the free kick, stages for the free kick. Warren swoops on the ball and gets a hurried kick under pressure, which goes through for a behind. Nick Warren in the game also.
Yeah, Nick Warren's getting plenty of touches, very elusive around that forward line and in the middle.
It's probably worth mentioning at this stage, Fred, I think Roopena have lost 2 players. Jeff Hewings is no longer on the ground, as we see Webster win a very good possession towards Feebick. He centres the ball in the Burgess position, or is it the Nielsen position?
It's Nelson. Yeah, it's Nelson. He kept his eyes well on the ball there, into his lap, and took the tackle front line. Yeah, going back to the players Roopena have lost so far, looks like Jeff Ewings has done an ankle and won't be back for the rest of the game. Unfortunately, Jeff's had a great year. But that's footy, Jock. We'll move on.
But that's a lovely goal from Whyalla Nilsson, the coach of this side. And could he be the first successful coach since 1997? There's your score.
No, you get too excited, Jock.
It's 9-3 to West Wyalla's 4-3. 5-goal lead for Roopena as Blake Simons gets possession. That's Lee Simons.
Lee Simons, she's Whyalla Newsman.
Ball knocked towards, looks like Warren. Warren goes long towards the half-forward flank position. That's towards the Hanneman position once again. Nearly gets possession, does get possession. Great tackle by Westies, and I think that's a fair decision. That was holding the ball. He kicks the ball towards the centre of the ground, not clear towards Phoebic. Phoebic on the left boot towards centre wing. The ball goes in the direction, well, of the West Whyalla team. They get possession back towards the Phoebic area again, once again. Grun knocks it clear, that was Payne. Phoebic handball towards, looks like Michael Marr. Michael Marr gets a hurried kick, the ball spilt, but Westies butter up. But good tackling once again by Roopena. But Westies do win possession once again and go towards centre half forward, and the ball then is taken by, looks like Kellett. And Kellett is proving a bit of a thorn in Ropena's back line. He goes across towards Grisona, and Grisona, once again, is proving a problem for Roopena.
Yeah, very good at running forward, the Westie lads. They run into that 50-metre arc very well. Kellett showing his great hands again. He's got a great set of hands. Doesn't spill many marks, Kellett.
Young Grisona will have a shot pretty well directly in front, and will kick this ball about 45 metres out. Looks good off the boot, and the young man has kicked a very valuable goal indeed, and Westies will not go away, Fred.
Just hanging in there, aren't they, Jock?
Sure.
And Roopena are just doing enough to get that couple, and then Westies always fight back. And that's the side Westies are with their pace, and the young kids don't know how to give up, Jock. They'll just keep trying on.
Well, great attitude at Westies. We must remember they've played in the last 2 grand finals, and of course coached by Russell Sawford. 3 Whyalla News medals to his name. Been there, done that. Played league footy in Adelaide, and Russell's just part of the furniture here. Manfield being thrown into the ruck. Feeds the ball out towards Usher. Usher onto his left boot towards the centre half forward position, where Dale Williams has not left the ground. He may well be leaving the ground now, Fred. That looked like a hamstring to me. But the ball goes towards the centre half forward position towards West, and Westies have taken a fine mark there in, it looks like Shannon Winders, and he's been great for Westies this year. Winders, he's been a match winner on occasions. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Westies get possession via Matty Holmes again, but this time the young man doesn't get the leg break. So Westies are still having their sorties forward and looking dangerous.
Yeah, they've been let off the hook this last couple of shots on goals from Westies. Should have probably scored a couple there and would have really tightened things up. But yes, it looks like Dale Williams is off with a hammy.
As once again the ball's brought back into play, Manfield takes another overhead mark, and he's on fire. The ball goes towards Warren. Warren towards, looked like Phoebic towards centre wing, towards the Nilsson territory. He gets a hurried handball, but I believe holding the ball, and we can maybe dispute that, but we will not, because the umpires have been very consistent with that rule thus far. Centre wing towards half forward. Up they go, punch clear towards Manfield. Manfield gets possession. Beautiful work by Matthew Manfield. Goes towards centre half forward for Roopena, and a nice mark there is taken by, it looks like Blake Simons. He did play on, and that...
You've been sticking up for the umpires all day, John.
And that's just one of those decisions where, yes, he did play on, but the umpire didn't call it. So technically speaking, the umpires get it right, but in theory, it's a tough decision. In theory, the lad did play on.
That's your brother, isn't it, John?
Well, he is number 1 umpire in the town, so we can give him a break. Sawford gets the ball, goes towards full forward, off hands, 1 point, hits the post, and 1 point towards Westies once again, and Westies continue to attack, Fred.
Yeah, keep applying the pressure, don't they? Keep going forward. I reckon your brother umpiring cost me a Whyalla News medal a couple of times.
Zucker brings the ball back into play. looking towards, oh, that looked like an infringement. Peter Usher on Crozona, puts his hand up, acknowledges it.
A bit far out here, Jock, I think. Even with the wind, he'll be a bit far out.
Crozona looks for his options. Goes towards the Kellett direction once again. Oh, but a nice mark taken by Michael Marr. Gets the ball onto that right boot. Goes towards the half-back flank for the Roos. It's a high kick. Bouncing ball. Westies knocked the ball clear. Good pressure applied. Another good tackle. Sammy Brer, great tackle and released. Good stuff. Looks like Webster crumbed that ball towards the centre half forward position where Damien Hanneman, it was Shannon Tomley, takes the ball, gets onto that favoured left foot of his. He's fumbled the ball. Nilsson working hard. Westies break clear. Young Cavino goes towards centre wing. Manfield can't get control. Nick Warren working hard, goes towards the wing. Westies get possession. A nice handball there towards his teammate in, looks like Scotty Norman. Scotty Norman, rather poor kick then towards Kellett, but Jimmy Van Hoof just chipped in and took a timely mark. He'll take the kick right in front of the Azzopardi Butchers sign. Goes towards centre wing. Up they go. Manfield once again is best on the ground at this stage by a proverbial mile. Plays on, kicks the ball 45 to 50 metres into the wind towards Justin Grund. He can't take the mark. Westies are there. Hanneman's there. He can't get possession. Westies steady the ball in defence. They chip it towards Sawford. Probably one of the few possessions Sawford has had in this first half. He goes for the handball towards Simons. Simons gets onto the left handball. He towards Farger. Farger gets great run, great tackle, great pressure by Roopena. Forced the error. Jimmy Van Hoof has the run of the football, but Shannon Windows beats him to it. Winders goes down to pick the ball up, cannot get possession. Great pressure once again by Sam Brer. Winders still in there, and the ball goes out of bounds, and that is another indication of that good pressure applied.
Yeah, Sammy Brere's done it probably 3 or 4 times during this game so far.
Manfield versus Inglis. Inglis knocks the ball towards Roopena player in Nilsson. Whyalla Nilsson goes towards centre wing. Sawford gets another possession, goes in short towards, it looks like
Dylan Everett.
Dylan Everett on the turn, and once again that was a wonderful bit of play from Dylan Everett, but just failed to register a goal.
Yeah, that's 3 or 4 points now in the last times they've gone forward that they could really have them up there, if not equal.
For sure.
Coming into half time.
Paul Zucker has the football. Looking to go long. Goes towards Grund. Grund cannot mark the ball. Knocked clear towards Usher. Usher, clever handball to Feebick. Feebick on his right foot. Beautiful kick as usual. Finds Nilsson. Nilsson goes in short towards Shannon Tomley. Shannon on his favoured left foot. Milks the ball to the forward pocket. Disappointing kick there from Tomley. Aaron Smith has the run of the ball, doing a great job there under great pressure from Matty Oliver. And finally the ball is knocked out. But was there an infringement first? Was it head high?
It's out of bounds, Jock. Out of bounds. That was a great chase by Oliver too. Part of a forward's job is not just to kick goals, it's to put pressure on the back.
Lee Mansfield. He's been the go-to man this afternoon. Goes towards Peter Usher. Cannot win possession. Sammy Brer continues to have a good game. Gets onto that left foot of his. Goes towards Nilsson. He cannot mark the ball. Justin Grund cannot pick the ball up. Westies will clear the ball. They kick the ball out to the half, to centre wing, where once again Matt Manfield has the ball and is called a throw, but advantage is played, and that looks like Grisona has the run of the ball once again. Young Grisona from 40 metres out, lines up and has hit the post. Another let off for Roopena there, Fred, and the score is 9 goals 4 to 5 goals for 4. I'm trying to work that score out. The scoreboard's a little bit too far away. So once again, Westies continue to attack
Just
with
let
the
them
win.
off again.
Yeah. Zucker brings the ball back into play towards Feebick. He cannot mark. Westies crumb the ball. Nice handball towards Simons. Back to Simons. Over again towards Fraser Marshall.
Great tackle.
Nilsson onto his right foot will clear the ball for Roopena towards a half-back flank position. Sawford is, well, that was rather unscrupulous by Shannon Tomley on Russell Sawford. And gee, I tell you what, Let's just look at this, and she's on in the true centre half back position. A couple of blows have been traded by the two old timers out there, Sawford and Tomley. But meanwhile, Roopena have the ball via Jimmy Van Hoof, who has the ball, will go out to the opposite flank, the Roopena side of the ground. Mansfield, great handball to Usher. Usher feigns the handball, then sends the ball towards Sam Brereton. Sam Brereton gets the ball towards centre wing, and Roopena have the ball in their control right now towards Hanneman. Skillful football by Damien Hanneman. Feeds the handball back to a running, look like Brereton. Brereton gets the ball towards the Grun position, acts like a rover, big Justin Grun, and gets the ball onto his left boot, goes in high towards Oliver, but punched clear by Aaron Smith. Smith brings the ball to Mansfield. Sticks Mansfield a few possessions for the half, goes towards centre wing, and that's a fine mark taken under pressure by the West Whyalla player. Everett towards the half-back flank position. Gives his side the run of the ball. A bouncing ball towards, looks like Aaron Kowalski. He can't win possession.
Dylan Everett.
Everett gets the ball in towards full forward for Westies. And was that a mark? No, it's punched clear. And it looks like Jimmy Van Hoof's there to mop up the crumbs and the conceder behind. And Jimmy Van Hoof just doing the normal role that he does back there, Fred.
Yeah, just really good across half-back. Holds his position. And just really level-headed. He's only an 18-year-old lad that just keeps his cool and does the right things.
Zucker brings the ball back in towards the half-back flank. Lovely kick by Paul Zucker. If Westies do have a problem, sometimes it's their defensive game, Fred.
Yeah, it is their defensive game.
There's no way that should have been allowed to happen, that free kick there.
They've got a man up here, Westies. Roopena are going to just control the ball now through to half-time, and they really need to man up and try to get a goal. They've kicked the last 3 or 4 points.
Bodner to Hanneman. Hanneman goes towards the centre wing position where Feebick takes the ball. Geez, he covers a lot of ground, does Greg Feebick.
He does good for an old sager, doesn't he?
He's already won 2 club best and fairest at Roopena, a Whyalla News medal. He's only been here 2 years, Fred. And rumour has it he's a hot tip to win the club championship this year. So Mansfield has the ball, goes towards centre wing. And
Everett,
that's
young Brandon Everett.
Umpire calls play on to advantage, goes towards the half forward flank. Van Hoof met strongly, good body work by both individuals there. Jimmy Van Hoof gets a handball out of trouble towards Nick Warren on his left boot, but sadly too much pressure there.
It's another one we can get a carton off if you're out of bounds in the full today.
That's all Jock's League needs is more beer. And Monitor's playing up, folks, but it looks like Kowalski gets a hurried kick under pressure, but goes straight to Westies, and they hammer the ball back into the forward line. Another shot for goal, another point.
They'll be brewing that, guys.
Heading into the break, and could be a lot closer at the break had not Westies taken their chances with the wind. It's probably a 3 to 4 goal win, Fred.
Sure, easy 3 or 4 goal win, Jock. And Westies kicked a couple into it. Now Roopena have kicked 3 or 4 into it.
Goes towards Grun. Grun knocks it to Bodner. Well sharked by the elusive rover. He gets the handball towards Burgess, and there is the half-time siren, Fred. And a very good performance by Westies, I thought, that quarter. Roopena hung in, scored valuable goals into the wind, but Westies could have gave themselves more of an opportunity to be closer if they would have taken their opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's pressure that Roopena putting on as well, Jock. You know, there's a lot of pressure there, and as the scoreboard sees, it's Roopena 9-4 to Westies 5-9. So, you know, you turn those shots around, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game.
Inglis versus Grun. Grun wins once again. The ball is knocked towards the Westie direction. No one can get possession. Both clubs trying feverishly to get the ball. The premiership quarter is at the very start. Who will set up the opportunity here? This is critical for Westies to hold Roopena. Feeds the ball out. That was Nilsson towards Sam Brereton. Sam Brereton puts the afterburners on with pace, goes towards the half forward flank, towards the Oliver direction. He cannot get possession. Ball's off hands. Roopena, well, it should have been a shot on goal. Now we can actually see what we're doing here, Fred. And Ryan Burgess has done the most remarkable kick over his shoulder, and he celebrates in true Burjo fashion. And once again, Ryan Burgess stamps his authority on this game.
Yeah.
And full marks to Burjo. He's had a great year, but what I've liked about him, he's been a far more physical player this year. He's got in the gym, done a lot of work, and has helped him break tackles and be more strong around the packs.
He's a good tackler, chase down, hold the ball in the area, and one thing that I've told the Roopena boys is I don't care who kicks the goals as long as we're kicking them, so let's work together and it doesn't matter who kicks them.
And that certainly has shown with the ball gets distributed around in the centre once again. Roopena get the ball forward, but Westies get possession. Nice tackle there. Ball not clear towards Mar. Mar gets it onto his right boot towards the half-forward position. Mansfield in pursuit. Looked more like Burgess than Matty Mansfield. Someone's on his left foot, I cannot tell from here. Anyway, the umpire has found something, and there's a bit of a scruff behind play. Damien Hanneman's got involved in a little bit of a World Championship wrestling there. And
Our boys used to throw sheep around like that.
And a good old-fashioned body slam. Straightened out the Westie lad there. But Westies have possession of the ball. It goes towards their centre wing position where Grisona gets the ball, looking for options.
Been good, Grisona for Westies.
Chips the ball towards Brad Smith. Sneaking down the ground. Nice mark to Kellett. He'll take the ball about 55 metres out from goal.
See that windsock, Jock? There's not a lot of breeze out there at the moment. She's dropped right off.
Fluctuating, but that goes into the big fella in Ben Butler. Very distinguished by his white boots. Never was a great fan to stand out on the footy field, Fred. It's all right when you're playing well, but when you get a bath, you prefer just to be one of the troops.
Yes, it's
and
very ordinary white boots stand out, don't they, Jock?
You wore them once, didn't you, Fred?
No, never wore white boots, Jock.
And that looks like it's a point. Benny Butler misses once again, and once again, Westies miss.
That puts pressure on everyone, Jock, when your forwards are missing and the back lines are working overtime to stop Roopena scoring, and then it's going down and your forwards are letting it down and missing.
Jimmy Van Hoof brings the ball back in. That's a wonderful kick near to the centre of the ground. Up they go, and the class of Whyalla Nilsson. You can see why he's won a Whyalla News medal. Ball's out towards Damien Hanneman, who is having an influence on this game of football. Goes towards centre half forward. Up they go. No one can mark the ball. Socket off the ground by Stix Mansfield towards the half-back flank grandstand side, where Grisona's in chase with young Webster. The two under-21s out there go for it. Over the ball is Grisona. Lucky to be not done for holding the ball. Mansfield's in there working hard. Cannot get possession, but he has possession of Russell Sawford, and Sawford's taken to the ground once again. Grisona's met hard. Gets a handball out. The umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt, and good umpiring. Looks like Scotty Norman got the ball then towards centre wing, right in front of the fanatical West Whyalla supporters, and wouldn't the Roopena boys be getting a serve there, Fred?
Oh, would they ever? Nick Zanzaglu who kicked that, and a Roopena lad who moved over to Westies.
Yes, young Nick learnt everything at Roopena, now showing his class for Westies. Justin Grund takes possession, cannot get rid of it. That looked like a throw to me. Umpire gives him the benefit of the doubt. 33 for Westies has the ball. Brad Smith towards Shannon Winders. And this bloke here is a potential match winner. If he lets loose for 10 minutes, he can kick 3 or 4 goals.
Yeah, that's for sure. He's very elusive up forward. Lovely skills, but they started him on the wing, Jock. You know, they went defensive from the start, right?
Will kick from 45 metres out. Goes towards the pocket, and that's exactly where it didn't go. It fooled me completely. And it looks like there is a goal. No, 1 point. Off hands, 1 point. Would have been a valuable goal for Westies at about the 5-minute mark here of the third quarter, the Premiership quarter. Van Hoof. Long. There's been infringement.
He's gone over the square.
It's one of those high-tech decisions that annoy most people. It's called kicking the ball not within the rules. And we'll just have a look and see what's going on here.
The ball up right in the square, Jock.
Umpire sleep. Ball knocked through. No, it's still live. And Finally, Roopena somehow get a hand on that and force it through for a behind. Paul Zucker will bring the ball back in for Roopena. Westies still have the momentum against the wind. Roopena hold a 4-goal lead. It's now under 4 goals. Goes long towards the Feebick direction, and a class mark by Feebick. Beautiful use of the body.
Knows how to do that well, doesn't he?
Wheels onto that right boot towards the wonderful mark by Nielsen. He plays on straight away, gets the ball in towards centre half forward towards Oliver, and Matty Oliver takes probably his first mark for the afternoon.
Nelson, another experienced player, knows how to stand their ground, just let the body come into him, fall off it, and move the ball forward quickly. Gives Oliver the opportunity.
Matty Oliver, 92 goals for the season. Been an absolute stellar season for the premier goal kicker in the competition this year. Kicks from 40 metres. Looks good off the boot. That's straight through the middle.
That's why he's kicked 92 goals for the year, Jock. I reckon he's probably kicked 92 goals 10. I reckon he hardly ever misses. Anywhere within that 40-metre arc, he's there. That's the Rudell people. Have a look at them. They're excited. The Hanneman family.
Back in the centre of the ground. Grun versus Inglis. Grun wins. Goes towards Brereton. Another fine tackle. Out towards Sawford. He's taken high, but as usually gets the ball towards Simons. Simons goes in short towards the half-forward flank position. Over the head. Jay Peter picks up the crumbs, kicks back towards the centre wing position. He goes towards Hanneman, Damien Hanneman. Goes in towards the towards Webster direction, and that was not a good kick. Finding Russell Sawford, he gets a quick handball to Crozona, puts the young man under pressure, but he's clever enough to get out of it via a West Whyalla teammate, but a poor kick goes to Van Hoof, who then clears the ball out towards Toto Boddeneur. Boddeneur on his right boot gets the ball out to centre wing, where Waylon Nielsen has the ball once again.
I wish someone would pick up Nelson.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And once again, Damien Hanneman. Can he make a better fist of it this time? Goes in long this time towards Manfield, and there he is once again.
Manfield, yeah. That's probably where last time these two clubs played in the grand final was 97, Jock. Nelson never got that much free ground when I was playing on him.
Well, I guess that's indicative of Westie's style of play. 11 goals, 5 to 5 goals, 12 at the early stages of this third quarter.
Probably the first thing Bertie's done wrong all day.
Yes. He's certainly done a lot right at this stage. He's best on the ground by a mile. Aaron Smith to bring the ball back in for Westies, for the Dragons. Can they creep closer? Must be at least 3 or 4 goals in it at three-quarter time. Up they go. Mansfield cannot mark, but it's sharked beautifully by Brereton. Brereton wobbles the ball off the side of the boot and finds Smith, the fullback for Westies. He plays on quickly, gets the ball towards the pocket direction, which is Lee Simons. Simons goes towards the half-back flank towards Crozona. Crozona can't get possession. Westies, Fraser.
Marshall, he's got a lot of toe. Very good basketball.
Fraser Marshall puts the afterburners on, but great pressure once again by Roopena, puts Kellett under pressure, but Fraser Marshall is there to back up, gets the ball onto his right boot. Yeah, Michael Marr cannot get possession. Paul Zucker's in there trying, and the umpire will call for another bounce in about the centre, the half-back flank position for Roopena.
It's important Roopena hold here, don't let Westies score.
Critical period of the game, this one, I believe. Ball's been knocked out. Looks like an infringement, and that rude tackle. Jimmy Van Hoof wins another possession. Chips the ball across the ground towards Boddeneur. Regilio Boddeneur gets the ball towards Paul Zucker. Paul Zucker plays on, should go long, and does towards the centre half forward position, but a poor kick by Zucker only found the West Whyalla player in Scotty Norman. He gets the ball out towards the centre wing position to the run of
Manfield and Simons here.
Lee Simons, and did drop the ball right in front of the Roopena bench. What a lovely place to make a mistake. Nick Warren, great tackle. In they go. Waylon Nilsson throws himself at the pack, and the more I see this game, the more he's having a big influence on this game of football. Goes towards Greg Feebick, the boy from Bullaroo. Towards, it looks like Peter Usher. No, Toto Bodner. And you can see the score there, 11 goals 5 to 5 goals 12. And
Waylon Nelson, he's just running around everywhere here. I don't understand why Westies are letting him have so much free. He's got lovely skills, he sets up so much play, and yet no one's within 10 metres of him. You know, I think in a grand final you've got to go sit on these blokes and don't let them have that touch.
Bodner kicks 40 metres out and has scored a goal, kicked a goal, and that's a valuable goal. Totally agree with you there, Fred. I mean, there's a thing in football called accountability. Someone ultimately has responsibility for this man.
You've got to man him up.
You've got to man him up.
And you know the damage he's causing.
We know the damage that Matty Mansfield's caused, but who's standing Waylon Nilsson? Warren gets the ball, goes towards centre half forward. Roopina's found a bit of spirit here. They stole the momentum back from Westies. Simons cannot break clear. Burgess swoops on the ball from about 45 metres out, chips the ball in, and chips a beautiful goal. The value of Ryan Burgess.
He gets it within 50 metres, you know he's going to kick a goal. He hardly ever misses, and he's so damaging around that half forward line. And he's just someone that you just cannot let run through.
Made something out of nothing.
It always seems to. There's a ball on the ground, Westies had it, gets tackled, ball comes out, who's there? Burgess.
Sergio breaks clear, slotted the ball from 40 to 45 metres on an angle.
Yep. He does what you want all junior footballers to do, is when you get the ball in your hand, go for 5 quick steps, really quick to break that distance on your opponent.
3,600 people here today, Fred. Ball goes towards Roopina's end once again. Usher in there working hard. Stacks on the mill.
You're probably looking at two of the most popular clubs in the league that attract good crowds, Jock. You know, Roopena always attract a good crowd. Westies always attract a good crowd. And you get a lot of neutral people there as well.
Interesting game, interesting. Brereton cannot win possession. Roopena are there in numbers. Westies are there in numbers. Winders has the ball, but once again, strong tackling from Roopena, which has really held Westies in tow a little bit today. But they've certainly had their opportunities via the score. Grund again. Nice knock once again from the big fella. Salford wins possession, gets a hurried kick. One of his few possessions. Van Hoof in strong. Van Hoof breaks the lines, gets the handball back towards Webster. Webster under pressure goes towards Usher. Usher, good handball to the running Feebick. Feebick looks directly upfield for Oliver. Sorry, it wasn't Oliver. It was Manfield. Manfield can't mark, but Nilsson's in there, goes towards Sam Brereton. Sam Brereton gets the ball out towards Bodner. He centres the ball towards Oliver, and Oliver is play on, and I believe Burjo has slotted, no, hit the post.
Nick Warren.
Oh, Nick Warren.
Great shepherd by Oliver. Other simple things, the little things that count in these sort of games.
Towards a half-back flank. I thought Grund could have got a free kick then, pushed out. Bit of a nudge, ball no within Kiwi of that contest. That looks too high for mine, and the umpire has nailed that one. So 1 out of 2 ain't bad. We'll certainly take it, Fred. And Nick Warren wins himself another kick in this 2009 grand final. The lad from Langlong Creek centres the ball, looking for Manfield. Manfield flies, cannot take the mark this time, but it's crumbed well by Simons. Brings the ball back towards the half-back flank. Brizona gets up high but cannot mark the ball. Jimmy Van Hoof there once again, pushing forward from his half-back flank. Centres the ball towards Kane Grund. Kane Grund is knocked out of the contest. The ball runs free towards Waylon Nilsson. He cannot get towards Burgess. He cannot get control. Another good tackle by Roopena. Keeps the ball in the contestable zone. And that's a clever delayed handball to Feebick. Feebick on the left foot is as good on the left foot as anyone in the competition. No one can get possession in there. Smith gets the ball towards Winders. Winders with that beautiful style that Shannon Winders has, but in this case, put the knockers on him. He drops the ball, but we don't mind that either, Fred. Winders on his left foot goes towards the running Henderson. Henderson feeds the handball across towards Norman. Norman goes in short, this time towards, can't get that pass, Smith. And Smith centres the ball to Kellett, and a good build-up.
No, Wesley's protected the ball there, carried it down the ground, and set themselves up for a good shot on goal.
And certainly Kellett has been nuisance value all day. He's big, he's strong, and he's got a very good kick.
Yep, takes his grabs, and the ball's there, and the opportunities are there.
And this will maybe just give him a sniff and keep him in touch at three-quarter time. And that looks pretty good off the boot.
Still around the mark.
So that brings the score back to what? It's about a 6-goal ball game as I speak. Part of the vast Ponderosa here we call Bennett Oval, one of the largest ovals in the state. There it is, 13-6. Pretty easy to work out, Fred. Even you can work that one out. It's 14 goals to 8. So I was right on the button, 6 goals when I went to school anyway. And the only thing I passed at school was the front gate going in. Westies cannot get possession, some strong bodywork in there. Sawford gets that typical over-the-head handball of his that Russell Ebert made famous. Sawford gets another good handball out under pressure to Grisona. He goes in long once again. Another fine mark there taken by Westies, and that's 50 metres. That has to be 50 metres. And that was Shannon Tomley giving away that, and it looks like Henderson. And Henderson should not miss this, and that will bring Westies back to 5 straight goals, Fred. Bet this will be a giveaway goal, which will just sneak Westies back a little bit closer, Frederick.
It will, John, for sure. And you mentioned an absolute champion before Russell Ebert. There should be no one that's compared to him.
Yes, and no mistake there by Henderson. It's worth mentioning, folks, that Fred did do his under-19s playing for Port Adelaide, and I think he had a couple of reserves games, Fred?
Yeah, just a couple.
Just a couple, so he was back in the era of the mighty Russell Eberts. Mansfield wins a knock to Boddeneur. Boddeneur gets the fist of the ball towards Warren. Nick Warren, well, somehow just eludes the West player, gets onto his right foot, centres the ball in towards the Oliver. Oliver has the ball knocked clear by Smith. Style that he has, goes for a run, kicks the ball towards centre wing. A lovely kick where it looks like he's found Kellett, is it? Kellett's come a long way down on the centre wing to get a possession. He goes back towards his coach in Russell Sawford. Sawford steadies up. Years of experience, Russell Sawford. Back.
Important times here, Jock. Back to young Nick Zanzibar. He's going long now.
In towards centre half forward. Sorry, that wasn't Kellett that took the ball. Might have been Kellett. We will not argue. But anyway, the bottom line is Winders gets the football, goes towards the forward pocket. A lovely spoil by, looks like, young Aaron Kowalski. And it's worth mentioning young Aaron being had a great season and has been belted a couple of times this year by the opponents. Goes towards the ball's knocked out right in front of the fanatical Westie supporters in that on the West Whyalla Hill.
Important stages here, Jock. You know, Westie's get a couple into the win. You know, brings the gap back to 4 goal and
really concentrating at the game, Fred, for probably the second time. Westies really did have a lot of opportunity.
Yeah.
Credit to Roopena, though, they thwarted them on many occasions, but Westies certainly had their moments. As we see the ball towards Scotty Norman, he centres the ball in towards Brendan Everett. Could not mark the ball, but they have paid a free kick. It looks like a free kick towards umpire's ball. Could not tell, too far away to tell. Ball's knocked forward towards Westies. They get possession. Winders gets a handball towards Everett. And, well, there. Winders to Everett. Everett snaps a beautiful goal. Probably 15 or 20 metres out. Now, that really does put Westies back in the ballpark. That is 10 goals to 14, Fred. And that's only a 4-goal game at the 21-minute mark.
Going into a last quarter that, you know, they're going to be kicking with a 3 to 4 goal win.
They've not let go of the lead all day, but as Mansfield knocks the ball to Nielsen, Nielsen gets onto his right foot, drives the ball forward. Can someone take a late mark in this quarter? Oliver's in there working hard. The ball's punched clear. Simons is in there. Nielsen's in there. No one seems to want the ball at this stage. Oh, that could be argued that might have been a throw, but we'll let it go. And a nice kick by Burgess finds Peter Usher. This might be just out of Peter's reach, but he will go back and have a shot. No, he's decided to go in short. He's gone out towards Matty Oliver. Now this is a very important kick, and you could actually argue that was a 50 metre.
Well, it's the same as what happened down the other end, wasn't it? No, different umpire. You hope the umpires work together and play those sort of free kicks.
We would call it soft in our day, but in this day of the new style of umpiring, once you've taken the mark, it's hands off. Oliver will kick this. This is a much needed goal just to steady the ship for Roopena. At about the 22-minute mark of this third quarter. It looks nice off the boot. It's faded. And sadly for Roopena, it's one of the few points they've kicked for the day. But every score may well be handy in this last quarter that's coming up. Smith kicks to himself. Centers the ball. A horrible looking kick. Goes towards Grund. Grund pushes the ball towards Hanneman. Hanneman gets a handball towards, it looks like, Nick Warren. Nick Warren back to Hanneman. He gets a hurried kick on his left. Big Moose Grund is working hard. Could well have got a free kick, but maybe staged for it too much. And it goes towards the boundary, and the ball is lost over the boundary line there. Still, we might have been critical of a couple of the umpiring decisions, but overall I think they've done a very, very good job.
They've been good.
Offhand, someone has manufactured a... No, it's not. Aaron Smith is there once again, and he's still there. And really, I think regardless of how this game washes up, he's really going to be scored high in Westie's best players, I'd suggest, Fred.
He will be, and he never puts in a bad performance, Aaron Smith. He's played combined footy this year and always attacks the footy. That's what you like to see from him.
Goes towards the centre of the ground, and the Roopena have taken a mark. No, it's Westies, Surrey. No, it's been given to Greg Feebick.
Man in front. You've got to be man in front all the time.
And that just about sums up probably Anthony Mansfield's day today.
Have to give it to his brother.
Give it to his little brother. And this, once again, is a very important kick. Matty Mansfield is Roopena's best player. And if Roopena need a goal, it is right now. He bombs the ball. It looks like it's faded towards the left. And the umpire calls for a point. Getting near the end of the quarter here, Fred.
Yeah, it's very important. These late shots, you really can't make these count. Better hold the ball up now. Come into three-quarter time with Whyalla have a time.
Ball's not clear. Hanneman's in there working. Westie's in front. Gets a hurried kick towards Warren. Warren gets a boot. The ball smothered. Simons gets another smothered. Great pressure by both clubs in these dying minutes of the third quarter. Winders swoops on the ball, centres the ball bravely towards the centre of the ground. It had to work. Sticks Mansfield, gets the ball towards Sawford. Sawford steadies, goes out towards the centre wing position, towards the Waylon Nilsson there. Not a real good kick from Sawford there, but Westies do win possession via good play from...
He's gone there.
Gone. Blake Simons.
Yep.
Moose Grund takes a well-judged mark inside 50. Steadies, goes back, centres the ball, will not make the distance. Off hands towards Oliver, but Winders sharking the ball beautifully well, and he will run the ball clear. Waiting to give the ball towards Smith, but great stuff by Oliver there, and there goes the three-quarter. Held him up beautifully well. That's just experience there, years of experience there from Matty Oliver. And it's worth mentioning, not only is Matty Oliver a very good kick for goal, he's also a very good shot with a gun.
Well, they never went on that trip, but always did say that they had a good time.
Well, there's the score, Fred. That is put Westies back in the park.
It has.
That's 10 goals to 14 goal 3, so she's a 14. That's a 27 goal ball game. 27 points.
Come on, Jock. Jeez, it hasn't been that long a day, has it? But no, it's really closed it up, and Westie's coming home with that win. Roopena are going to have their work cut out this last.
Well, we look at the worried faces down there. That's we see a lot of action in the Roopena camp there. The supporters coming across. Obviously, there'd be a great buzz around the camp, but there'll also be some quiet trepidation, I'd suggest, because Westies have certainly given themselves a chance. 24 goals down, it's a 4-goal win.
Yeah,
Sorry, 27 points.
Down.
If they get the first goal,
yeah, it's game on for sure.
another Jock Sleep Nostradamus prediction here.
Yeah, they do get the first. Oh, sorry. If they do get the first goal, it would be game on for sure. But I think, Jock, what I said at the start of the game, it's going to come down to Westies played a pretty big game last week in the heat. with the wind, and that took a lot out of them. I think Roopena had the rest, sat back and watched it. I think that'll come through in the end.
Well, I did notice in the last 5 minutes of that quarter, maybe the last 7 or 8 minutes, Roopena, to me, did look like they had stole the momentum back.
We're in control.
Yep.
Wesley started to get tired, and we're making simple mistakes, and they were foot passes. You know, turning the ball over. It's when you get tired, these things happen. You start turning the ball over, let the opposition back in. I think that's what happened towards the end of that.
See big Juddy there down with Westies, the West Whyalla runner. I think West Whyalla probably have more uglier supporters than Roopena. I would put him in that category, Fred, because it's worth mentioning you come from Westies.
Yeah, no, that's why I got recruited to Roopena, was from the looks.
To brighten up the club.
Yeah, now one of the prettiest blokes there, for sure.
For sure, as we see Shannon Tomley stroll off the ground, and that's been a good news story for Shannon Tomley. Played reserves for most of the season, got himself back in good form, and actually won himself a position just through his general toughness and his aggression at the footy.
Yeah, and that gives...
and we've seen that today.
It does, yeah, for sure, and it gives someone else an opportunity, and Shannon's taking it with both hands.
And of course the hard luck story, we must mention young Sean Seeley. Sean was having a great season. Broke his wrist about, I think, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, if we had been a week later, he wanted to draw today, so we had to replay the grand final next week, and he would have been available. So that's disappointing for that young lad. It's not hard actually going back to being the prettiest bloke at Roopena, Jock. It's not that hard when you've got the likes of Waylon Nelson and Ryan Burgess and Dale Williams and those boys. You know, it's not hard to slip above them, mate.
For sure, Fred. You can live in that world of fantasy. Or stupidity. But yes, the ball...
Plenty of that in my time, Jock.
Okay, we're getting here ready for the start of the last quarter here. Roopena hold a 27-point lead at three-quarter time, but you must remember there is a 3, probably a 4-goal win that's favoured the Roopena end, and that will be the end that that Westies will be kicking to as we await the start of this. Well, who's going to win? 12 years for Roopena.
Are you putting your money on, Jock?
I'll put me money on the Roos. Always back the Roos. I've lost money in every grand final. I might pick up $50 today, Fred.
No, definitely put my money on the Roos, mate.
They broke me in the other 4, so I've got none left. Only $50, so that's all I can find in the change box from all the other grand finals we've lost. But seriously speaking, 1997, Roopena's played in so many grand finals. Not to mention Gavin Lesky, he was involved in a losing grand final. I think Grant Sleep got to 2 grand finals. Bevan Kelly got to 2. So it has been a drought in terms of grand final victories for Roopena since 1997.
12 years is obviously a long time.
A long time,
and,
yeah.
I think the club and the supporters, and the number of supporters that are there today, you can tell that they're going to hopefully enjoy this one if they get up.
Umpire Jeffrey Churchin throws the ball aloft to start this last quarter. Grund versus Inglis. It looks like it's a neutral contest. Peter Usher steals the ball brilliantly well, forces the ball forward towards the Nick Warren direction. But it's a poor kick, some strong body clash, but Westies win possession by Farger. Got the ball towards, I think, Simons, who gets the ball towards Matt Holmes. Winders gets the ball centre wing, gets onto that left foot, pretty important kick. Drives forward to half forward, off hands. Waylon Nelson looks like he's run himself loose in defence, but has the ball smothered beautifully well by young
Dylan Everett. Great pick up. It's a great shot there.
in towards full forward. The ball's off hands. Umpire calls play on, but Westies do get possession.
Young Everett backed up his kick.
That was great stuff.
Under
They go in short, and gee, I'll tell you what, was that 15 metres? Michael Maher. He goes back once again to Paul Zucker. Roopena just have to steady, towards Nielsen. He gets the ball out towards the half-back flank. A nice kick towards Jimmy Van Hoof. Jimmy Van Hoof waiting for the delayed handball. Finally gets it across towards the running Feebick. Feebick, geez, he covers a lot of ground as Greg Feebick. Gets the ball to centre wing. Goes towards the Hanneman direction, and he takes a fine mark under pressure. One can win possession. It's a very ugly pack. But on the crumbs could have been Nick Warren on his left foot, and he scores a point. So that takes Roopena out to 28 points up. But Smith finds Winders very quick. Good play from Smith to bring Winders into the game so quick. And Grisona wins the ball to Simons. Simons to Holmes. Holmes Oh, great interception by Greg Feebick. He's certainly not the quickest bloke on the paddock, but he's certainly's got the best ability to read the game. Kane Grun gets the ball, fires the ball in the centre forward. It's a poor kick from Grun towards the Hanneman. Hanneman butters up brilliantly well, eludes the tackle. Shot on goal, but it looks like it's favouring the right-hand side. Great play from Damien Hanneman.
Oh, it was great. Damien's been very good all day and been very elusive all day. Westy let down in the background there.
Yeah, well, he can stay down. Holmes kicks the ball towards Manners. Scotty Norman kicks the ball towards the centre wing position, and a fine mark taken by Kellett. Good handball to Grisona. Grisona's, geez, he's had a good game, that young lad. Bouncing ball into space. Can Westies swoop on this? Young Dylan Everett on his left foot on an impossible angle, and he has done the impossible, Fred.
Yeah, great goal, great goal. At the run, he was pressured. He had nothing else to do other than put it on his left boot and dribble it through.
Well, it's stand up and be counted time for Roopena.
Oh, it is. It's game on now. It's Westies have got the run. You can see their intentions right from the start of this quarter, and it's something that Roopena need to be mindful of. Is don't let them run, and that's one thing of stopping Westies is to make sure you stop their run. And Roopena have let them run at the start of this last quarter.
Grund knocks the ball forward. Brereton, who's had a very good game, gets a handball towards Manfield. Manfield on the left, or Warren on the left. Someone kicked the ball towards Feebick. Couldn't see that person, but it looks like great chase. We've just lost the commentary here, folks, because we're out of view with the screen. But Jimmy Van Hoof will take the ball on the true wing position. A valuable player Jim's been all day.
That mop-up boy across half-back.
He goes towards a half-forward flank, and hopefully it will just find a bit of space and give Roopena a bit of time to breathe, because Westies are making a charge. In it goes. Rucks do battle. Neutral ball. Kane Grun gets the ball. Strong play from Grun onto his left boot. Hard-fought possession towards Boddeneur. Boddeneur gets the ball. Elusive play, but sees the ball out of bounds, which will do him. Very, very valuable period of play here, or important period of play for Roopena. Sticks Mansfield, gets a kick under pressure. Looks like he's done the toe at the same time. Webster under pressure, clever play. Knocks the ball under immense pressure towards Feebick. As usual, Feebick makes the most of his possession. Finds Kane Grund. Goes in high, long and handsome. In the Oliver direction. Oliver was just hell-bent on causing destruction, and that allowed Nick Warren to walk in and take a mark. This is a crucial clear.
It was a great kick by Kane Grun, just as the top of the goal square. You've got a guy like Mansfield that's been on top all day. You've got a forward out there like Oliver. Neither of them got it, but a small forward jumps up and gets it. That's where you want to put it. Hot spot.
Nick Warren from 30 metres out, and it looks like he has missed.
Good enough.
And that could be a critical miss. Out towards Simons. Simons has the ball, goes towards the centre wing position, but Moose Grun reads the ball beautifully well. Feeds the ball back to Jimmy Van Hoop, but they get out of trouble. They've made it look messy for a while, but they've certainly worked their way out of it very well. Feebick towards Nielsen.
Westie's run stopped, Jock. It stopped in the last couple of passages. They've just really struggled.
Mansfield working hard. Laser probably a little bit after disposal. Warren taken high. Burgess swoops on the ball onto his left foot. What will he do with this? It looks... No, he's just slotted the point. Ropena's turn to kick points. But it seems like all their good players now are winning possessions backward of Ropena's centre.
That's right.
And then coming up against Ropena's defence across centre. So it's not looking good for the Dragons at this stage. Roopena just seem to have the game, the momentum in their keeping. But a long way to go yet as Hanneman finds the boundary line over on the outer side of the ground. No, it's been a very good committed display up to this point by Roopena.
Oh, for sure, they've been fantastic. It started off early in their tackling, their pressure, not letting Westies get their run on, turning the ball over, creating each other's goals.
Manfield to do battle once again with his brother. Sam Brare's in there working hard, tackling, or could have got a free kick for legging, but he does great handball under pressure to Hanneman. He feeds the ball to the running Burgess on his left foot, and this time Burgess
Second time.
Burgess does not make a mistake. Gee, more see this game more operate the valuable contribution of Ryan Burgess and Sam Brett.
Sam Brea was fantastic, and Ryan, yeah, for sure.
Up they go, centre of the ground. Moose Grun wins once again. He's had a big day in ruck. Given Roopena's ball players first use of the ball on most occasions. Working hard there was Van Hoof once again. He's been great across half-back. Peter Usher's in there. Cannot win possession.
That's where Roopena have been good all game. Just that desperation.
Swoops on the ball once again. Gets the ball forward towards Nick Warren. Takes a clever mark and plays on arrogantly on his left foot out towards the Mansfield direction. And my God, Mansfield has done it once again.
110 mark for the day. You know, I know we're talking about Matty and how well he's played today, and he's been fantastic. He has the guys I mentioned before, Sammy Brea, Whyalla Nelson, and the guys I mentioned before, Sammy Brea, Whyalla Nelson, and
Ryan Burgess
have been great as well.
And I reckon that was it a goal or was it touched? We wait with a bated breath. It looks like it is.
Free kick.
A free kick in the back. Plays on straight away, does Aaron Smith. Gets the ball out towards the wing for Westies. A nice kick. Roopena have the numbers there. Mansfield still working hard. One of the best tacklers in the competition. Could have been a free kick. Number 2 for Westies is whom? Young Nick Zanzagloom. Feebick. Great mark by Feebick. As usual, plays on quickly to Warren. And Nick Warren's game today also has been in the game. As we speak, he just kicks the ball straight to Westies, which is normal. But
when you wrap him up, Jock. But yeah, I think he's been very serviceable around half.
Feebick there once again. Oh, arrogance by Jay Peter. The old timer breaks tackles to kick the ball forward once again. Nearly a clever mark by Ryan Burgess, because he's still working. Taps the ball out towards, it looks like Hanneman. Was he infringed? I thought yes. That was too high. A little bit rude and crude.
Not about yourself all the time, and that's really good to see.
Well, I think that's been the strength of Roopena's afternoon. They've done those, I don't like using those trendy terms, those little 1%ers, but it certainly has contributed towards his overall team performance.
Overall team game,
like
sure.
I remarked on the tackling, as we see Damien Hanneman slide that one out towards the right. But it does seem for me that Roopena have the game in their keeping at this point in time. They'd have to do something pretty bad to lose the game from here. And you just can't see a spark for Westies right now. As I see young Crozona go for the football, and he'll see the ball out right in front of the West Whyalla dugout. Ball's knocked down towards Westies, towards Farga. Crozona has the run of the ball, goes towards centre half forward, towards the Kellett direction, but he can hardly raise a trot right now, Kellett. Kowalski mops up, Zucker's in there. Kellett gets possession for Westies, handballs the ball back into toward the, looks like the Lee Simons direction. He goes in long towards full forward. Ball punch clear by Kowalski, a nice spoil. Waylon Nielsen is chased down, but he gets the handball out to Nick Warren. Nick Warren out towards centre wing, where it's all West Whyalla, and they do not miss the ball. And of course, Waylon Nielsen, again, we've rated the coach's game all day. Chris Webster has the ball, and how spoiled are these young blokes like Chrissy Webster and all that? They play one season and they're in the chance of winning a flag.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Just enjoy it and come back.
And as Jimmy Van Hoof holds the ball aloft, gets the ball out towards the Feebick direction. That's Feebick's favourite trademark, is to read that ball and get across on the opposite side so you can transfer play. He does it superbly well. And he's one bloke, Fred, that we really haven't paid much attention to, but how many times have we called his name? And everything he does well. I've not recalled him make one mistake in this game. That's why he's a quality footballer, as we see the ball on the half-forward flank, at the true centre wing position for Roopena. The good work and the hustle and bustle of the likes of the Peter Ushers around the packs,
yep,
putting that pressure on. Shannon Tomley's in there working hard once again, goes towards the wing where Westies have control of the footy. Feebick's working hard. Jimmy Van Hoof's still in there, along with looks like Matty Mansfield. And certainly, sorry, it was Shannon Tomley. And you can just sense now the puff is out of Westies.
Yeah, it's just up to Roopena now to keep the nerve and go through the motions and what they've been taught all year.
As the ball is knocked towards number 2 for Westies, which is Nick Zanzaglu. Westies have the ball on the wing position, goes towards the back. Phoebix won another kick, puts the ball towards centre wing. Peter Usher, clever footballer, no nonsense footballer. Pete goes towards his great mate Nick Warren. Warren wins another possession, gets the ball towards Damien Hanneman.
He's done these things all day,
and he's been clever. Damo's played with a lot of cheek today, a lot of cheek towards Kane Grund. Nothing fancy about Kane Grund. He's just a good, hard nut footballer, and he's found himself loose in the forward line as we see Lee Simons get another kick for Westies towards Henderson. The ball towards the centre wing position. Kellett cannot mark the ball. The umpires decided to pay a sympathy mark.
Yeah, out forward for sure. He's taken his opportunities and just missed him probably around the ground a little bit.
Goes towards the centre half forward position. Not clear by Whyalla Nilsson. Zucker swoops on the ball. Paul Zucker. His parents will be very proud of this young man playing in today's grand final towards the Grund direction. He manhandles a Westie opponent, gets a fine handball out towards Damien Hanneman. He looked like he caught one in the beak and will get a free kick for a head-high tackle. Well, the more you see as the game wears on, the more we see what we're seeing, Fred. Gee, he's been valuable. And there he is. When the game...
Pretty fitting, isn't it? That the bloke that started the game as well as he did in Mansfield, late in the game, he's still doing the amazing thing and seems to be able to mark the ball.
Yes, one of these quite unassuming characters is Matt. As we said earlier on, he's been there, done that in the footy world. Here he is lining up in the twilight of his career, and that must bag his 6th goal for the day. And as we can see, the celebration. And another person we should mention is Moose Grund in ruck. It looks like he's got his, what I've seen, first hand to the ball all day. And even as I speak, I finally got something right. He did. And he's given us first share of the football. As the ball is meleeed around there in the centre of the ground, Westies get a kick towards the centre. No one can take the mark. It's great spoil.
Still there. Snelson, I think, taking our wind out of the sails there, I think.
And a few of the Roopena boys look they're a little bit tired right now. Aaron Kowalski and umpire Barry Sleep throws the ball aloft. Phoebix wins another possession towards Peter Usher. Peter Usher feeds the ball towards Whyalla Nilsson. He gets a handball to the running Phoebix on his left foot, and it doesn't matter left foot, right foot. This man does it. Oh, Kane Grund, speedy play to Nilsson. That was a wonderful patch of football into the forward lines towards Mansfield. He can hardly raise a jog, but Bodiner is there. He's so elusive, so clever, so small that no one can grab him. He fires the ball in, not one of his better kicks. But Bodiner gets the ball again. He's on his left foot, gets the handball towards Shannon Tomley. Shannon Tomley, not the best goal kicker in the world, gets the ball towards Oliver. Could have been infringed, but very good play from Aaron Smith there. He soccers the ball out and pursues the ball, and the ball will find itself out of bounds. Game drawing near a close, I would suggest. Peter Usher's there. He wins another possession, gets the ball towards Moose Grund. Moose Grund, very talented in what he does. Handsball, 2 possessions in 2 seconds, but into the goal square. Roopena have the ball. Burgess elusive towards Bodiner. Bodiner on his right foot. Can he snap the goal? And he's hit Oliver. Great pass. And
We'll say he was passing it, Jock, eh?
well, you've probably told them all year, Fred, they've got to centre the ball in that position. But
centre the ball in that position. It's good teamwork. That's what we do.
so injuries in the first half of the game were not good to Roopena, losing 2 in the first quarter. Or
Slowed the rotations down and left us pretty short on the bench, obviously. But 2 guys have had good years as well, though we mustn't forget that. But it's disappointing for those guys to miss out on being a part of it. Not so much being a part of,
Yeah.
but playing on this great day.
great day, and both in the twilight of their careers. Number 14 for Westies, just can't quite pick his name, Dylan Everett, and he goes towards the forward pocket, and Jay Peter sees it out of bounds on the full.
That's our turn. I wanted to see him for a carton too, John.
Carton of Coke. Brings the ball towards the half-back flank. Mansfield cannot mark. Sawford in pursuit. Gets a hurried kick. Not a good kick. Ball spills clear. Puts him under immense pressure. Roopena are there, outnumbering Westies there 4-1. And that's been indicative of this last quarter when the game was there to be won. The Roopena lads put their hand up and said, this is our flag, this is our moment, this is our time. Ruckman do battle. Westies win possession. They go forward towards the half-forward flank position. But Jimmy Van Hoof takes another fine mark there.
Another one that's done that all day. Just attacked the footy, taking his grabs and knocked up really well across half.
Boundary umpire has the ball on the true half-back flank position. At the 21-minute mark of this last quarter, it's Roopena 16-15 to Westies 9 goals 12. So Roopena have caught Westies up in the points.
Yeah,
in fact,
yeah.
late in the game.
They have missed a lot of shots late in the game. But, I think that was through rushing a few and the game sort of been there and boys were just having a bit of fun down the other end.
And Brad Smith will line up 45 metres out from goal. He's normally a pretty good kick for goal, but it might just be out of his range. But yes, it's touched off hands. And of course, Westies did win a flag, Fred, in 2006 from memory, under Chrissy Watt. So they've actually played in 3 grand finals to win one. So it hasn't all been doom and gloom for the Dragons losing their last 2, which they won't like. But there's the final sign, Fred, and congratulations must go to Waylon Nelson and the Roopena Football Club and everyone that has played a part in this very, very special occasion. As we say, grand finals, even in a 16 competition, are so hard to win. And for me personally, this is a culmination of not just one year's work, but I first was involved in 2001, and I've seen so much good football. I've seen so much success from the club, but I've never seen a grand final. So for me, it really is a special moment. And as I say, let the good times roll.
My little motto. I might go take.
Go.
guts out all year, and this was just sweet for this job we've done. We've worked very hard, and we deserve to win this.
Yeah, how did you feel coming into the game?
Yeah, we were confident, nervous of course, but yeah, we were confident that we'd done the hard yards. So yeah, it was a sweet victory.
Yep. This is the first premiership since 2005. So have you been in many since?
We lost 2007, I reckon.
Yeah. So how's the feeling amongst the team?
It's great. We're going to have an awesome night tonight.
How are you feeling as well?
We're static at the moment, probably a bit hard to talk at the moment, that many emotions going through at the moment, so yeah, I guess about half an hour or so when it all cools down a bit, we'll have a bit more of a chance to think about it, but sensational effort from the lads today. Third quarter really set up for us, and yeah, just awesome. Just can't wait to enjoy it tonight.
And I guess it's been a long time, or a while coming.
Yeah, 97, we played a lot of losing ones, so it's good to finally get a winning one on board, so hopefully this is the start of many more.
Yeah.
You are a young side. Most of us believe that you've got your best football in front of you in the next few years towards another day. As we call your number of players to come up and receive their medals, for Andy Farhini, the football development manager for our area, for the SA as well. Number 3, Brian Burgess. Number 4, Aaron Kozersky.
Hey, BJ, come on, get up there.
Number 5, Nick Warren.
Yay!
Thank you for your support. Let's try and celebrate.
Onto the oval. Are you down with that?
Yeah, I'll go with it.
just I can't say much here.